It was a little bit uncharacteristic.
He got
from
outschooled by Man United reserves. Man United, no,
not
reserves,
lads.
Sesko
Connor,
no, it is reserves. They had 7 man out. They had no Maguire, they had no Fernandes, no Mbeumo. They had the kids. They've even brought in the Fletcher boys. I'm getting that old. We've seen the Fletcher twins in, and they're still playing better than some of ours. You know what I mean? Like, he got outdone in the first 10 minutes or so. Amorim switched it up. We had to then try to catch up to it, and then we still conceded. And after that, it was just all possession football.
It is, and
just
I
possession football. I don't like that. Like, we have 75%, but can't score a goal. Who cares? I'd rather have 5% possession, but score 2 goals.
Well, listen, I will say just before we do get too lost, because we have a lot of fixtures to cover here, we will get a little bit more into Newcastle.
I need to relax. I need to get
during
it out
the intermediary break, but because there is so much for us to delve into here. Now, of course, Ruben Amorim was on the other touchline, and he himself has actually. Which I didn't think I'd see, came out and said I'd do almost like 75% of the things over the last year differently if I had the chance again. Showing a little bit of change. You know, everyone said he was very stubborn in his idea. He's changed things up a bit. And Man United have been on a very good run of form. Of course, it was the one volley from Dorgu yesterday. Fantastic goal. What do you make, Qualms, of Man United? Do you think that, obviously, we saw before when they were starting to build a few wins and we were like, okay, it's just a little purple patch. But they've kept it going. They've kept the momentum going now, creeping in on that top 4.
Yeah.
Do you think this is something sustainable for Man United? Or do you still think Ruben Amorim needs to make some serious changes?
I think the biggest change is him admitting that he's made a mistake, and he's another manager that's probably been stubborn over the season. He went for a back 4. There's still certain things, questionable things he does, like his substitutions and when he's bringing on certain players, taking off Casemiro, etc. And they're even questioning some of his changes, but he's managing to get the results, which is quite strange. It's really, really strange. I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think it's a consistent way of getting to that top 4. I don't think they'll break into the top 4 this season. They've still got a long way to go.
But is that really an aim for them right now? Think about it.
It's Manchester United.
No, but bro, remember last year they finished what, 17th, 16th.
Yeah.
So again, to even finish top 5 is still an upgrade on last season.
It's Man United.
But forget.
It don't matter.
You're saying Man United because of Ferguson.
But it's a legacy, bro.
Bearing in mind they finished 17th last season, lost against you guys, and again now if they finish top 5, that's an upgrade. So what do you think? You want to keep progressing.
So what do you think they're gonna do when they say Amorim in the board at the end of the season? They finish out of top 4. How do you think the conversation is going to be? Are they going to be happy, or are they going to say no? We're at Manchester United. We need to be finishing top 4 at least. We need to be bringing back Champions League football to this club, because that's what they should be doing.
He's going to be like, okay, this is the transition period, and also he can just show him the stats. How long has it been? He can show him the stats from last season and this season. Yeah. Whereas Eddie Howe, he can show him last season Carabao Cup top 5 finish. This season, who knows if we're going to be even in the Carabao Cup in a month's time. And again, he even knows who's going to be in a job next month. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that
at least with Eddie Howe, he shows more control, or his teams show more control in a game than Man United. Man United are too sporadic. They don't show control. They don't know what to do. It is interesting now, obviously, because
you have watched
African Cup of Nations. Yeah, I watched them. But I'm saying that they're missing key integral players. So it's a depleted Man United squad. Newcastle had enough chances yesterday to put the game to bed, but that's the lack of quality. So I feel like they still haven't got that quality to...
Lack of quality after Watermarder's lack of
quality.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
Watermarder's good, don't get me wrong, but the rest of them,
he bangs for Germany.
Average players. Gamara's, but the rest of them, Joe Linton and that. No, there's only so far these men can go.
We've got quality,
There's only so far these men can go.
I'm not just seeing it.
But if we're going to talk the quality debate, Man United technically have a lot of quality throughout their side. It's about how they can gel as a cohesive
Not yesterday.
unit.
Yesterday,
I think Newcastle were the better team.
No,
Newcastle.
Heaven.
We had the better team, but
credit.
again, you're just going by possession.
Listen, if you're going to single out a player, I think Heaven for Man United was actually very, very impressive.
He was good.
Youngster, of course.
But again,
what did he have to deal with, though, really? That's the problem. Like, did they really test him? The crosses that were going in from Newcastle were poor. Gordon.
But that goes back to my point. That goes back to my point. We didn't switch it up. If we're not performing, we need to switch it up in terms of personnel. Why not go to a 4-4-2, for example? Like we said, going back to what Amorim did in the first 10 minutes, it wasn't working. He switched. he switched it around and he caught Eddie Howe off guard.
I just think that they're too one-dimensional. I've always Newcastle and Eddie Howe has taken you lot to a certain level.
There we
Sorry,
go.
Newcastle.
You don't think Eddie Howe could take them to the next?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
The Newcastle faithful will grow tired of it. As much as he brought the Carabao Cup, it's too. Like I said, Newcastle play games based on like energy. You know, they're like a Liverpool. Minus the talent, or not the talent, sorry, minus the quality. And Newcastle, they try and outrun you, they bully you, they're physical. If you listen to Eddie Howe after the game yesterday, he was talking about, our physicality in the Chelsea game was far more superior. That's nice, Eddie, but that's not going to win you certain games. You have to have a certain level of quality. And I'm not saying Gordon and Woltemade and Tonali and Guimaraes are not good enough, but I just feel like the manager, has he improved these players? Or have they come at a certain level and they've just stayed? They've kind of.
Have they reached their ceiling with the money that they're able to spend? And it's funny, we've got a lot of people on the panel giving their opinion on Eddie Howe. We've actually got a poll in the chat.